It smells like a movie theater up here.
Does it?
What are you doing? What is happening? You've disappeared for hours.
Hours? Has
It's been hours since I've seen you.
Has it actually?
I think so. I've watched multiple episodes of Lost.
That would be hours.
What is this?
That's popcorn.
You made popcorn and didn't give me any?
You can have someone giving you some now.
Because I asked for it, not because you wanted to give me any.
Well, I never want to give you anything. That sounds like a waste.
Excuse you! You're a terrible person.
I know.
What are you doing? What is this?
This is a video game.
I see that. How old is this?
It's not that old. It's new. It's just stylized. Oh, there are guns everywhere.
What game is it?
It's called Mercenary Kings.
It's violent.
What?
Why are you playing violent games?
Never heard of a violent video game before.
You've never heard of a violent video game before?
No.
I don't know what world you live in.
So I'm relaxing.
You're relaxing?
No, I'm dying.
You're relaxing by killing people?
You can't shoot down. That's cheating.
What?
It's alright, I'm just
You're
mumbling.
shooting through the ground too, so...
No, that's fine though. I'm allowed to do that. I'm a good guy.
Right, girl.
Good girl. Yeah, been very productive today.
Have you?
Yeah, got
Looks
a video
like you're playing video games.
Yeah, I was up on time. Got a video up. Then sent out like a ton of emails.
Cool.
And like, then did a ton of work on the video.
The video.
Then did even more work. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna work anymore. And I made some popcorn, and I found in the very back of the cupboard white cheddar stuff. I don't know how old it is. It was a solid block. So I had to like
Where?
smash it. It's on the counter.
You found white cheddar goo?
It's like a shaker.
What?
Ah. It was in the back of the cupboard.
Oh.
I have no idea how old it is, but it's old enough to be a solid block. It still tastes good though.
It's cheese though, right? So it's fine.
More like salt, I guess.
It's cheese salt. So it's fine.
Yeah. So I'm just reading comments on my video.
Are they good?
Of course, and they're huge comments too.
Yeah.
Because people are telling me how they met their caffeine.
That's what your video's about?
Yeah.
How to meet your caffeine?
Yeah, look. Even this towel is about coffee.
Pretty sure my mom gave you that.
I know. The towel's still about coffee.
I've been doing work and watching Lost at the same time, which means that I'm basically 3/4 through the first season.
Wow. There's 6 seasons?
There's 6 seasons.
They get longer though, right?
Not the episodes, the season.
The seasons get longer, yeah.
I think, I don't know how long the first season is, but some of the seasons are 24 episodes, but not all of them are. I think the later seasons are only 12 episodes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how it works. But I've watched a ridiculous amount of Lost. So that's a thing. But I was doing work at the same time, so it's totally acceptable. Also, I'm currently making another one of those bracelets.
The friendship
I
bracelet?
stopped doing work, but now I'm making a friendship bracelet while watching Lost, which I'm gonna wear. I'm just gonna make bracelets until my entire arm is covered. I think that's gonna be a thing. Okay, so we're sitting here and Corrado's like, oh, someone just sent me this file, can you go over it and do this thing to it? I was like, I'll email it to you and then you can put it on the server and blah blah blah. I was like, why don't you just put it on the server and put it where it needs to go and then you don't have to email me it. It's like, oh!
Right.
Oh, that makes sense!
I forgot.
Like, you got this thing, you set it up.
I'm not used to like the efficiencies.
Uh-huh.
So, like, okay, you're plugged in, so I'll email you the file, then you gotta go take it and go put it here. When, you know, I forgot.
You could just do it and
I'm
I
not
could just
used-
magically access it, which
Not
is super
used to
cool.
having a server, you
That's
know?
super cool.
When you go into an office, genes will predict your drug response. Probably 5 years out, maybe. Maybe more, maybe less.
Isn't that cool?
Thanks.
You're
I
welcome!
watched you execute all of that. Good
Were you
for you.
paying attention to your video?
No, I've already watched this. I'm showing Corrado.
Oh.
I go off and I learn things about ADHD, executive functioning.
And then he's like, look
dopamine.
guys!
Look at all
And
the
I take all of the information, and then as I'm listening to it, I'm like, you know, Rianna would appreciate that one particular bit. I should show that to her sometime. Corrado would appreciate that one little bit. I should show him sometime. Saskia just left the room, so she doesn't care. So I was showing a video to Corrado about how what's wrong. We've been talking about that. What is wrong with my ADHD? And I know this has been a really common conversation lately, but specifically in your genes and in your synapses and in your dopamine. Obviously, it's an attention disorder. It's a lot more than that, and that's what I've been learning. But why does the pill work? What doctor takes some medicine and is like, here, this allows your brain to work properly?
Yeah.
And I saw a video today that explained it, and it's really technical. And it's about, basically, very quickly, it's about, you should watch this at 1.5 times speed. There is dopamine in my brain that fires at synapses, and then around those synapses is uptake inhibitors that kind of cleans up the mess, right? So your brain fires some dopamine, and it transfers, and your brain's like, woo, and it's doing its things. And then there are these little vacuum cleaners that clean up that firing because the things aren't touching. They're just really, 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 really close. They never
touch, yeah.
They never actually touch. So, I have too many inhibitors. So when that dopamine squirts out, the vacuum cleaners in my brain...
It's like, oh, there's a mess!
Cleans up.
Let me clean it
Look
up!
at this who made this big mess? And it cleans up all of the dopamine, which is what your brain's reward system. So the long story short is that there's not enough dopamine in my brain. And that's why. And they can prove it. It's not a theory, it's not a thought, it's not a myth, that is the science behind it. It has been proven time and time and time again. So, how the pills work, Ritalin and Concerta and Adderall and Vyvanse and Strattera, they work in different ways inside the body, but what it does is after it's digested and it enters the bloodstream, with the Vyvanse, I actually think it breaks down in the large intestine, which is why it lasts longer. When that gets carried through the blood and hits my brain, the pill, basically, he said, he compared it to, it's like a sock blocking the vacuum cleaners.
Oh, there's a sock blocking my vacuum cleaner!
So they're cleaning up the dopamine. I said this was going to be quick, and it's not quick.
It's not
No, it's not quick.
But they're cleaning up the dopamine too much, which is bad.
Right.
So then it gets in there, and it stops it. What this means is that more dopamine in my brain works. It doesn't give me dopamine, which is actually what I thought until just now, that it gives me more dopamine. More specifically, it allows my brain to secrete out its reward system, which in me is blocked. And that reward system, having been blocked my entire life...
Well, it's not blocked, it's absorbed.
It's being cleaned up.
Yeah, too clean.
Yeah.
You're
But the
too
dopamine
clean.
is not... It's firing, but it's not getting to where it needs to go.
Right.
Which is very bad.
Yeah.
And it ruins your reward system. It ruins your executive functions, which grow smaller when you're a child because of this. And so there are 5 different parts of my brain, and I won't get into what they're called, that for the first 30 to 35 years of my life are growing at a 30% reduced rate. So by the time I'm 35, my brain will have properly grown and caught up. Not caught up, but it will have properly grown to the way it should have. But because of 35 years of delay and disorder, my brain executively will permanently be behind that of someone my age. And so they say, and they've plotted this on charts, that the executive functions in an ADHD person are 30% delayed. So things like your time management, your motor control, your hindsight, your foresight, your internal math, internal memory, a lot of things. Everything that allows you to do what you intend to do, you subtract 30%. And that's to your age. Mentally, my knowledge is fine. I know the same thing that is somebody else without ADHD who learned the same things I learned. I learn everything fine. I know better, but I'm not performing at the same rate, if that makes any sense. So, 27 minus 30%. So it's 8 years. So executively, I have the brain, 5 completely different parts of my brain are at the growth stage of what someone with a 19-year-old brain would have. Now at this stage, it's not really a huge deal, but that has been applying to me for 27 years. So all through my growth, all through my childhood, my adolescence, teenage years, and being an adult, it's been delayed. But so my knowledge has always been ahead of what I'm able to perform. And that causes a lot of frustration without me even being aware that that is happening.
So you need more socks.
Yeah, we gotta get you more socks, man.
And they can look at the brain across ADHD people. They've done this in countless studies, and it's 3 to 10% smaller. Not a huge amount.
Like physically smaller?
Physically smaller. With 5 parts of my brain. Your front... I said I wasn't...
You said you were gonna do it!
And I don't do what I'm gonna say.
There's a 5 parts.
5 parts. There's 5 things, and it's all over, and one's deep, and one's in the front, and one's in the back.
A
and
through
it controls
E.
lots of things.
Yeah.
But it answers the question that I had, is if you take the pill, does it give you dopamine?
Yeah.
So the question is, well, if it gives you dopamine, and dopamine is like a feel-good drug, why don't you just take 10 of them? If you take 10, you would feel
great all the
People
time.
abuse Adderall.
Right.
Adderall is a high abuse drug, and it's a very scary drug. I've never taken Adderall, but Vyvanse is the newer version of Adderall, because Adderall, like a regular pill, you take it, and in half an hour, it goes into your bloodstream because your stomach breaks it down. There's a new way for pills to be released. It gets digested, and then it goes into my large intestine, and then it breaks down in there, and you can't over-abuse it. It's not possible. If I take too much Vyvanse, like if I just abuse it and take like 10 pills, which would be illegal and a very dumb thing to do, I would get very sick. But I would not get like a mega super high, I'm high now, this is awesome. That's not a thing. Anyways, there's about 7 hours of video I have been slowly
All from
making
the
my
same
way.
guy?
Just from this guy.
The same 2 days?
Yeah, he did like a 2-day, I've been watching, he has like a bunch of books, I've been reading the books, and then once a day I show Corrado maybe like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
5 or 10 minutes.
It's more like 30.
Or
I think it's 5 to 10.
It's a 10-minute
more
video,
like-
we talk about it for 30 minutes.
Fair.
So I was gonna be like, it's so exciting and suspenseful, I'm exporting a video. But then Corey talks so long that the video is already exported.
Good.
It's like time travel.
I
Yay!
hope you not be bored.
Yeah.
So I just exported a video. I don't know if it's the final export yet, because color correcting is hard. But I do want to upload it by tonight so that it can go live tomorrow. So see you then with that.
Give me daily vlogs, I want them in my subscription box. I wonder who might drop by, even though sometimes it's Canada outside. So don't go away, we're here every day. It's not ApprenticeEh, it's ApprenticeEh.